Good evening, all my little bun buns. Daisy here with you tonight, and kick anything off. I'm doing a video game thoughts video on something I've had since, well, this one has a little special memory for it, but the game was called Shining the Darkness, and it was for the Sega Genesis. One of the reasons why this game actually had special thoughts for me because of how I got it. I got it just after my cousin Jeff had passed away. It was something he had, and his mother let me have it. He died, I think he was 14 and I was 12 at the time, and he was struck by lightning. So it was really nice that I got to have something special of his, and it's a really fun game too. Anyway, this particular game is an RPG. The travel system as you're walking around is more like a Wolfenstein 3D type 3D environment with no elevation, just static step blocks. And it makes for a good dungeon crawl type situation. Bad guys randomly appear and they'll just appear in front of you. Just kind of phase in as they come in, so the environment doesn't change like you would in, say, Final Fantasy or something where you go to a different screen. This just poof, bad guys in front of you. Take care of it. Same style of combat though, turn-based. Click your move or whatever and make it happen. You have 3 characters in the game. Your fightery knighty guy, that's your main character. The other 2 join you as the game goes on. A black wizardy type girl who uses whips and things, and a white mage kind of religious monk kind of healing guy that uses mostly clubs and things. So, the point of this is to go all the way through this dungeon, go from first floor all the way up through to the top floors and take out some bad guys that did bad things and threatened the princess and all sorts of fun normal RPG stuff. There's also lower levels you have to go to get different things, different stuff done, and get special items that do stuff like bring walls to life that you have to kill, which I think is really kind of cool. They have a lot of classic type monsters like slimes and fungus, and they have several different versions of treasure chest bad guys, including things that would be more like your standard ones from D&D, all the way up to things that pop out of the chest. So it's really kind of fun in that aspect. Tons of bad guys, tons of ways the bad guys can be on the screen. Several that multiply, several that run away. They have different spells and stuff they can cast on you. All sorts of good hoo-ha to get through there. And like any good RPG, you can grind to level up, buy cooler equipment, make some cooler equipment once you get the manufacturing guy open. There's several items that can break if used too much, but if you stop using them once they say they're cracked, go back and have them repaired, they will reset and be able to be used again for several more sets of uses. So there's that. There's a lot of game here, just to put it out there. It was a pretty good long RPG. I felt like it was... Back when I was a kid and I played it first, I really felt like there was a lot going on, a long way to get through. There are mapping systems like you can pop up your pause menu and look at the way things are, and it usually comes up in a very neat drawn kind of map, like your characters actually sat there and scribbled the squares together to make the map as they walked it. So that is kind of pretty nifty. Yeah. I spent a whole lot of hours playing this kid, and again, as later or early in adulthood, I played it again a few more times, and yeah, I definitely would recommend it if you had a chance. If you like RPGs, like your Final Fantasies and things, this one would definitely be right up your alley. Sometimes things happen that you're not expecting. Sometimes stuff does happen actual RPG-esque, like actual roles and doing things and people reacting in different ways. The town is very helpful. Lots of the shopkeepers actually are useful. Stuff changes over time, and you slowly do acquire cooler weapons either from purchasing, manufacturing from materials you find, or finding in the later dungeon levels that are like super duper cool. You don't have the random party capabilities like you do in a Final Fantasy game, at least the original few. But you do have a good blend from your three characters. So you got stuff to work with. I felt you were always fairly laid out as far as that goes. I never really felt I was needing to grind, but I did like to because that's my nature. But you could just basically play this game almost straight through without any stopping to level yourself up. And most of the time, you could use the old follow one wall and make your way through a dungeon, but not always. A couple of the mines, the secret part or the like the solution bit was not on the wall. It was in a subsection in the middle, so you could make a loop all the way around and never get to the special part. So remember that. And there's some times where you get like a spinning floor that chucks you out in a different direction. And that can mess you up because you'll forget which direction you came from, so you don't remember may think you're just following the right wall, and all of a sudden you're now following a different wall and you missed an entire section. So just pay attention to where you're going and coming from, and it'll help. Okay, so overall, definitely recommend this game if you get a chance. It's a blast. It's a good RPG. It's got good goings on. The graphics are actually pretty decent for that style. It feels very much like playing kind of a ramped up Final Fantasy from the Nintendo or Super Nintendo, but in a front view type situation as opposed to the pop out and watching your sprites do their attacks. So, yeah. All right. Well, definitely want to thank you all for watching. I know this was not exactly the most descriptive of the games, but sometimes it's hard to really put words into what made a game cool other than the fact that it was a good RPG. It had a good grind. It looked nice. The weapons were fun. The bad guys were fun. Your characters were amusing and comical with each other. And the level progression through the game actually felt like you were getting somewhere when you got somewhere. You unlocked something, you unlocked something. You felt like something happened. Yeah. Anywho, I thank everybody for watching. Hope you're all having a fluffy, princessy day. Well, you can tell I'm having a princessy day myself. And I hope want to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little dingly bell, and if you're so inclined, there's a Patreon link in the bottom. And most importantly, please tell your friends to watch. The more people that watch, the more people will randomly get to see this. So that helps me. And that's the most important part. And more people get to see it too. So that's a good thing. Entertain people with my silliness. Even when I feel like I'm being boring tonight. So, if everybody bees good, thanks again for watching. I'll see you again real soon. Mwah.